Hello, Raptors Nation. Welcome to Quick Court, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Raptors updates. Today, we're diving into some utterly ridiculous claims coming out of New Orleans about our Brandon Ingram trade. Some Pelicans analysts are calling this a finesse by their front office. Let's break down why this might be the most delusional take of the offseason. The trade recap, as we all remember, the Raptors made what many consider a shrewd move at the trade deadline, acquiring Brandon Ingram in exchange for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a 2026 first-round pick via Indiana, and a 2031 second-rounder. A package that, when you look at Ingram's caliber, seems like an absolute steal for Toronto. What do you think, Raptors Nation? Was this highway robbery or what? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The Pelicans claim a New Orleans Pelicans. Outlet recently published an article with a headline suggesting this trade was an absolute finesse by the Pelicans. Their argument, essentially that Ingram's injury history and the fact that he hadn't suited up for Toronto yet somehow makes this a bad deal for the Raptors. They pointed to Ingram appearing in fewer than 60 games in 5 of his last 8 seasons, and averaging just 42% availability over the past 3 years. They also claimed that because Ingram was leaving New Orleans anyway, getting 2 role players and draft picks was a massive win for them. Why this is absurd? Let's get something straight. Brandon Ingram is an elite talent in this league. We're talking about a 27-year-old all-star who averaged 22 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.2 assists while shooting 37% from 3 last season. Only 10 players in the entire NBA put up 22-5-5 numbers last year, putting Ingram in the company of Giannis, Jokic, Doncic, Tatum, and LeBron. That's elite company. Are you excited to see what Ingram can do alongside Scotty Barnes next season? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our coverage when they finally hit the court together. The value proposition. The Raptors signed Ingram to a 3-year, $120 million extension, a completely reasonable deal for a player of his caliber. Let's be real about what Toronto gave up. Bruce Brown, who was essentially a trade chip, Kelly Olynyk, who wasn't in Toronto's long-term plans with the youth movement, a first-round pick that will likely land in the late 20s, a distant second-rounder for a 27-year-old former All-Star with 22.55 production. That's an absolute bargain. The injury concern. Yes, Ingram's availability is a genuine concern. But guess what? That risk was factored into the trade price. This is exactly why Toronto didn't have to give up premium assets. And with a 3-year deal, the Raptors have minimized their long-term risk while maximizing the potential reward. What's interesting is that the New Orleans outlet actually undermined their own argument. They pointed out that the Pelicans went 53-93 when Ingram was out and 95-87 when he played. That's a massive difference that proves Ingram's impact as a winning player. The culture. Fit beyond the statistics, what's been most encouraging is hearing how Ingram has fit into the Raptors culture. Jamal Sheed recently made comments about how Ingram has no ego, isn't arrogant, and how exciting it is to play with someone of his caliber. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our exclusive Raptors coverage throughout this crucial offseason. The complementary. Start perhaps most importantly, Ingram is the perfect complementary starter pair with Scotty Barnes. Their skill sets mesh naturally. Ingram's scoring and shooting ability alongside Barnes' playmaking and versatility. Finding 2 stars who fit together this well is rare in the NBA, making this trade even more valuable. Conclusion. Look, both teams can win a trade. New Orleans got some pieces for a player who was likely leaving anyway. But to suggest this was a finesse against Toronto? That's beyond delusional. The Raptors acquired an all-star caliber player for role players and draft capital that won't likely yield anyone of Ingram's caliber. Raptors Nation, what are your expectations for Brandon Ingram next season? Let us know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay updated on everything Toronto Raptors. This has been Quick Court. See you next time.